What's going on? All right, so we made some changes for the stream tonight. I feel like we've been doing that quite a bit, but if you can tell the lighting difference and all that, I've been trying to work with some things. I don't know if I like it, but it's what we're rolling with tonight because it's the best I could do. I also got a cool mirror in the background. How cool is that, right? Hold on. I'm gonna put. I'm trying to see if the music's too loud. Is anybody in chat that can tell me if it's too loud? I'm gonna check for myself. Yeah, we'll go ahead and turn it down just a little bit. Okay. So tonight, first of all, I hope everyone had an awesome weekend. Tonight, we're going to be discussing the difference between goblet squats and barbell squats. They're both great, but who they more cater to? Should you do both of them? Should you just do one of them primarily? We'll touch on all those points tonight. It's going to be a good one. Kind of a sucky weekend we had here in Georgia, right? Rainy and cold. I don't think I left the house today. Like, I don't think I left it one time. I really like that. All right, so let me pull up my little thing here. Also, okay, so this camera view. So I might try to like actually show some stuff tonight. This camera view is not the greatest, but I'm trying. You see how it like gives you like an overview? I'm gonna try to make it where I can like maybe show you a couple things tonight. I know the quality's not the greatest, but just work with me. Because when I had all the lights on in here, it made it like too bright. So I'll have to figure that out. Anyways, let's get into the show tonight. Let's first go over goblet squats. And if you don't know what these are, I will show you. Hold on a second, actually. Let me pull up a video. I will actually show you what they look like. Don't know. And it is a video of me doing these. These are goblet squats, where you hold a dumbbell on your chest. Don't mind the wooden plank at the bottom, we can go over that later. But that is what a goblet squat is. If you're unfamiliar of what a barbell squat is, I will pull up a video for you as well. These are barbell squats. Look at that color coordination I had that day. Red and maroon. Let's go. Okay, so now that I've shown you both of those, let's go over goblet squats, the ones with the dumbbells that I showed you first. First and foremost, goblet squats are a great way to learn how to squat properly. I know a lot of us have squatted in our lives, like we have to, like just naturally to like pick things up, but a lot of us do them wrong. So when you're just getting into lifting, or you know, it's something new to you, maybe you haven't really moved quite a bit, goblet squats are a great way to learn a good form pattern starting out, okay? They're also, goblet squats are great if you're weak, you're new to lifting, or if you're really just going to the gym to maintain what strength you have, or just gain a little bit of strength. And we'll go over the difference on that one too. But you're weak, you're new to lifting, or sort of trying to maintain strength for the most part, and learn how to do a good squat pattern, goblet squats are for you. A lot of people nowadays have a lot of like mobility limitations, whether that be their ankles don't move as well, their hips don't move as well, they have back issues. So goblet squats are another good squatting exercise if you have those limitations. When it comes to like lower back, hips, and knee injuries, when I say that, don't take it as in like, oh, well, I've squatted before and I've hurt my hips, back, and whatever else. No, if you squat right, those areas shouldn't hurt. But if you have prior injuries and those areas do hurt and you have limitations, goblet squats are for you. They're also a good transitional method from going to the barbell. So you don't want to go straight from learning how to squat properly, maybe just with your body weight, and then throwing a barbell on your back. It's a lot of things you have to learn how to properly get down low with your torso, keep your chest high, all that good stuff. And the big main factor that goblet squats will do is they help you strengthen your core. And a lot of people will think, man, I can't do barbell squats because my glutes are weak, my quads are weak, or hamstrings are weak. But a lot of the times it's just because your core is weak. And our lower back and our abs both count as core. Also classify goblet squats as a good accessory movement. So for those of you who have kind of mastered goblet squats and you have been barbell squatting quite a bit, you know, maybe going heavy on your barbell squats and then using goblet squats as an alternative squat variation to get more reps in at a lighter weight. It's a great accessory movement. And goblet squats aren't mistake proof, but they're almost mistake proof. It's really hard to squat horribly wrong and hurt yourself when you're doing a goblet squat. It's very easy to on a barbell. So they're almost mistake proof. The most common mistake is when you tilt your torso forward. I'm going to show you that here in a second on the second webcam, okay? When you tilt your torso forward, which I'm about to show you, that could be due to ankle mobilities being very limited and having your weak core, like I said. So let me go ahead and show you what that would look like, right? Let me take this off. Now you're not going to be able to hear me when I go back here, so just 1 second. So let me first show you what a good goblet squat looks like, okay? Oh. Wait, we're right. Oh. Also, don't judge me. I'm wearing slippers, okay? They're great. So boom. Walk down. What's up, Alex? Okay, super awkward, I know. Okay, but let me show you the biggest mistake people make when they do these, okay? Okay, grab kettlebell. Forward. Okay. So, if you couldn't tell the difference there, the second time I lean my chest forward, right? And that is when you have your torso is tilting forward, and that is the wrong way to squat. So that is the #1 mistake people make when goblet squatting. Maybe sweat a little bit. Again, don't make fun of my slippers. I didn't change. All right, let's go over the barbell squats. Why do we do them? All right, so one thing that people need to realize, for muscles to grow, there's different factors involved. One's your training volume, your sets, and your reps. Are you doing 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 5 with heavier weight? Training volume, time under tension, how long does it take for you to complete each rep and each set, right? If you're doing sets of 20, your muscles are working for a good like 15, 20 seconds, right? And then loading, which is pretty much just adding weight. Now, I say this because with the barbell squat, it is the best way to hit all 3 of these areas. Training volume, time under tension, and loading, which is just adding weight. If pure strength is your goal, if you're just trying to get stronger, if you're a younger kid or whatever, if you're not trying just to maintain or just be somewhat strong so you can have a better quality of life, if your whole goal is to get stronger, nothing beats barbell squats, period. And that's because you can do near maximal loading. Now, these are super big terms. I don't like to use them. So let me kind of explain what that means. If I'm going to goblet squat and 50 pounds is light to me, it is very hard to hold a 100-pound dumbbell at my chest to squat down. But to put 100 pounds on a barbell on my back is much easier, much more comfortable. And so when you want to push yourself to, let's say, 200 pounds is really heavy for you. So you want to work at 190 pounds. Barbell squats are the best way to hit a weight that is near your max. Does that make sense? It is very hard to do that with a goblet squat. Hand placement, holding it up, grip, it's very awkward and difficult. So near maximal loading, the most you can do with good form, barbell squats is the way to go. Managing heavier weight loads is easier on a barbell lift than dumbbell. It's easier to do more weight, which equals a higher potential to get stronger. And that's pretty simple, right? If your whole goal is to get stronger, if you are lifting a 50-pound goblet squat or a 50-pound dumbbell to go to a goblet squat, it's not really pushing you. Doing 200 pounds on the barbell squat will. So it's easy to do more weight on the barbell, right? Which leads to a higher potential to get stronger because you're doing more weight that pushes you. So higher training capacity, so muscle and strength gains happen quicker when using the barbell. And this is for people who have passed the beginner stage. And that's pretty much exactly what I just said there too. You're able to lift more weight at a higher load, and time under tension and training volume, all those things the barbell squat will do for you. And I know that might be a little bit confusing. So let's kind of backtrack here and kind of do like a little summary. Or actually, let's answer this question first. Should you choose one or the other? I think both are very important. I still do both. I think, again, if your ultimate goal is for strength, you have to have the barbell squat in there. And I think everyone has the capacity to do it. It just might take longer for you to get your form down and feel comfortable. And sorry if you can hear my dryer going off, but goblet squats are still a good way to hit your lower body and to work your core and lower back. I think you should never just throw that to the side. And like I had said before, if you want to do your main barbell movement where you squat with a heavier amount of weight and then maybe do more reps with your dumbbells and do goblet squats. So one is not necessarily better than the other. It all depends on your goals. If your goals is just straight strength, it's gonna be the barbell. Boom, boom, boom. But no matter what, whether you barbell squatted years ago and you haven't before, the goblet squat should always be your go-to to come back, get back in the rhythm, get back in the flow, because it's not a movement that just because 50 pounds is light to you or you used to back squats 500 pounds in high school, goblet squats will still work your legs. So take that as it is. It might seem girly to some guys, but goblet squats will absolutely help you reach your goals. Anybody have any questions over those things? Let me drink some water here. And again, too, so if you like suffer mobility, like your range of motion's really, really poor, and goblet squats are still somewhat difficult to get low enough, people jump to the barbell way too quick. Stick with goblet squats until you feel confident, until you know like your range of motion is there. But again, I don't want people to take like, hey, like I have lower back, hip, and knee pain. That is not from squatting. That could be from poor form from squatting, but squats do not lead to injury, which makes you go back to doing goblets. No. If you master goblet squats and get your form down, you ultimately should be able to do barbell and not have any issues there. Questions? Is the music too loud, or are we all right? Is my face super bright? Do I look weird? Now, for those people who, you know, there's a few of us out there that are like, hey, like, I'm not really looking to get super strong anymore. I just want to maintain my strength or, you know, get somewhat stronger and not hurt myself. You know, like if you have issues going up the stairs and you want to be able to go up the stairs and it not be painful, goblet squats are for you. You don't have to transition to the barbell. You do not have to. I think both have awesome qualities. I think barbell squats, definitely there's nothing that kind of beats that exercise when it comes to just overall strength, overall performance. But to be healthy and strong and have a good quality of life, goblet squats will take care of you forever. I know I use some scientific terms in there. I really don't like to do that. It's kind of how I wrote it out, and I hope that makes sense. Like, you know, when we talked about near maximal loading, you know, like I said, with the goblet squats, if you're someone who can pick up a 130-pound dumbbell and rep it out with good form, that's really difficult to do with the dumbbell. You know, doing that with the barbell would be much easier if your form's there. So if you're trying to lift the most amount of weight possible that you can, and it's way above the 60 and 70-pound dumbbells, then the barbell should be your next step there. And like I said earlier too, man, there's a lot of times like throughout the year, you just don't feel it. Like when you go to the gym, you just don't feel good and your body's tired. On those days, I just don't do barbell squats. I will literally do kettlebell or dumbbell squats, goblet squats, aka. So goblet squats are never just for beginners. Once you master it, go to barbell and never do goblet again. I totally disagree. Now, you saw in that video, pull it back up for you here too. This is like not something I wanted to talk about, but I showed it to you, so I might as well talk about it a little bit. You can kind of see, let me see if I can see it. Can you see my mouse? Yeah. See, I have my feet raised, or my heels raised in the back. So my knees felt kind of stiff today. So when you actually raise your heels, it'll actually help you with increasing your mobility in your hips right here, in your knees. And it'll take a little bit of tension off. So when you squat down, there's not as much tension on your knees and hips. So it will help your range of motion. So if you're someone who suffers with that, this is a great method. Just raise your heels up an inch or two, and it'll help you increase your knee mobility and hip mobility. But it also will put a little bit more emphasis on those hamstrings. I don't do that every time, but that's what I was feeling today. Boom, we'll just watch it again. Look at that. You can see the stance difference there too, and squat stances are an entirely different discussion. But if you see how close my stance was there, how it is here. Yeah, it's much wider. There's a lot of things that come in play with that, and we'll discuss that at another time. But you can, that stance, you can definitely goblet squat in that stance as well. Whatever stance feels comfortable, that gives you the proper form and range of motion when you squat, you can, that's fine. We all have a little different variation. There is a tried and true right method, but just for today, for my heels raised and my knees were just kind of lacking, my stance was a little bit closer. Any questions over any of those things tonight? We'll just chill out, relax. And anybody else, if no one else has anything else to say, we'll kind of just end the stream there. But again, goblet squats, great way to learn proper form. If you're weak, you're new to lifting, or you're just looking to maintain your strength that you have, boom, goblet squats are for you. If you have mobility limitations, goblet squats are for you. If your back, your hips, or your knees hurt from prior injuries, goblet squats are for you. Goblet squats helps the transition from going from body weight to barbell squats. And it's almost mistake proof. Almost. The whole torso thing is what you see a lot of people do. Instead of bringing their butts to the ground, they'll just bring their chest to the floor. They'll just bend over You don't want to do that. Barbell squats. If you're looking for pure strength, it's for you. Do near maximal loading. You can put a lot of weight on the bar to achieve a greater potential to gain strength. You can manage heavier loads, like I said, easier. And it's a greater potential to get stronger just because you're pushing yourself harder, right? And the barbell squat will master, for your muscle growth, you have to have 3 things, and the barbell squat does all 3. Training volume, your sets and reps, time under tension, how long is your muscle working during the exercise, and loading, how much weight you're putting on the bar. Barbell squats will do that, so will Goblet, but barbell is the master of disaster when it comes to all 3 of those. Okie dokie. So, don't knock one or the other. If you're a goblet squat person, proud of you. Nice job. Thanks for doing squats. You should be, no matter what your age is. You should be doing some squats. If you're in the barbell squats, great. But don't knock the goblet. Still keep it in your routine. There's a place for it. On those days you feel tired, you feel like you're lackluster, you can't get your weight in, you don't want to put a bar on your back is tight, man, go to goblets. Don't diss on it. That will be it. I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Thank you for being here. If you could leave a like or a comment, tell me what you think. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what do you want to hear next? If you're watching this at a later time, love you. If you could also leave a like, it helps me out. It helps you out, but it helps me out. Okay. I love y'all. Have an awesome night.